Hey guys, welcome to the show. Today we're going to be upgrading our behemoth QNAP 8-bay NAS with m.2 Cache, m.2 SSD NVMe. We're going to be putting this SSD drive inside this behemoth of a NAS in this video. We're going to show you the performance you can get using it as a cache and using it as a normal SSD drive, all that kind of goodness, comparing it to one of these mechanical spinner drives. And of course, you can also upgrade your baby NAS, the QNAP Baby 4-bay, but for that you'll need an adapter card which is compatible with the NVMe, or you can use a SATA M.2, I guess, if you want to go that way. So let's go on in, jump in, upgrade these systems and show you how it rocks. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to be installing this M.2 SSD into this beast of a NAS drive. Now to open the case, you just pull it back and then you lift to the sides and upwards and it just comes out. So QNAP provide and recommend putting on heat sinks on M.2 SSDs to keep the system temperature cool, but just always double check with the manufacturer of your SSD, as some come with thermal tapes on the NANds and controllers and removing them may affect your warranty. I personally tried slotting the SSD directly in without a heatsink and with a heatsink on top of the memory controller on top of the thermal tape, and I didn't notice any difference in the operating temperature. If you want to install the heatsink, you can tell which one is the memory controller as the chips look different to the others. The ones that look the same, they're the NANds, and the one that looks different, that's the memory controller. So here is the NANds on both sides and this one here is the controller. Alright, so we get two M.2 slots over here in this QNAP device, and I'm just going to slot it into, I guess, this one because it's furthest away from my hard drive. So to do that, first I'm going to unplug that tab down there. So I've got my NAS here to the side and I'm just going to plug in the M.2. There you go, it's floating in the air. Then I'll push it down, so it's like that. And then I'll lower the screw on the top and it should be nice and secure. So let's make a new volume. Create new volume, static volume fast as possible, and let's use the M.2 2TB SSD. RAID type, it's just a single. And over provisioning, interestingly enough, Seagate have provided some over provisioning in their drive already, but I'm going to add in an extra 10%, which means 10% of the storage side will be lost just to make the performance more reliable and faster. By inode, I can now reduce this to even 4K because I don't have that much storage space. Advanced, I'm going to leave this guy decrypted and I'm just going to make a new SSD volume just to show you how fast it can go. So internally on the NAS itself, you can see that a normal hard drive, well, the best of the best normal hard drives gets you 242 megabytes a second. This is an Iron Wolf Pro drive, and the M.2 NVMe SSD, we're getting 1.5 gigabytes a second sequential read, and IOPS, you can see that this Iron Wolf Pro, best of the best of the normal hard drives, gets you 168 at the moment IOPS in our operations, while the NVMe SSD is just off the chart. And regarding access speeds externally, so by default over SMB, a hard disk drive gets between 240 to 300 megabytes a second write, and read we get over 200 megabytes a second. Looking at our SSD, however, we get a sustained over 1000 megabytes a second write, and our read speeds, we're getting over 500, definitely over 600 megabytes a second read, and this is our SSD performance. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to enable something called SSD caching, which gives us the best of both worlds. So I'm going to go into storage. I'm going to delete the SSD volume that we made earlier. Now that it's removed, I'm going to go into cache acceleration and I'm going to create an SSD cache. What that means is we're going to be using the SSD as a second drive purely to cache or store the most recent files available. That way, when we try to read from our volume, the main hard drive volume, it will hit the SSD first, get the data from there, and operate a lot faster. So next, let's select our drive, and that's the m.2 SSD. You can choose read, read-write, or write-only. I love read-only because it's more safer. Read-write means if there is a failure, a power failure, or the SSD drive fails, you will lose data. But for this demonstration, I'm going to enable read-write to get the fastest performance. So we have a single read-write cache, hit next, and it's just giving you a warning there saying that there's no disk failure protection. So if we have a RAID drive and we're looking for 2-drive safety, this won't give it to you. So once again, 10% SSD over provisioning, and you get to choose between random IO or all IO. Now random IO is if you just want to generally make things faster. However, all IO includes heavy files like videos, and because I'm a video editor, I'm going to select all IO. The difference between random and all means all IO will hit your SSD harder because it's constantly pulling in gigabytes of data and pushing out gigabytes of data. So you're going to wear out your drive a lot faster, but since I'm using a drive rated for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of usage, I should be fine. Advanced settings, you get two options. You get first in, first out, and least recently used. First in, first out is pretty basic, and it's easiest on the CPU. I've got a quad core here, so I'm not too worried about that. Least frequency used is best performance because it keeps track of how many times a file is used before kicking it off. So it keeps your most popular files on the cache, so you get the best performance. Next. So I'm going to enable a cache for my hard drive volume and create. So there it is. It looks like my SSD cache is now ready. That was pretty quick. So now we're getting a sustained write performance of over 700 megabytes a second and a sustained read performance of over 800 megabytes a second. It's no longer dropping down to 200. Now I'm just going to remove this SSD cache and instead create a read-only cache to show you the performance difference. This time around, you don't get any warning signs because if there is any power failures or anything like that, you won't be relying on your SSD to flush the written data to the hard drive. It's going to simultaneously write into the SSD and hard drive at the same time, so you will be safer. So writing, it's slower than before. You can see that we're going on the traditional speeds that we were seeing originally. However, reading, look at that, over 800 megabytes a second. And I find this is the best configuration for video editing because it's not about how fast you can get the data onto the drives. You're going to get the most value when you're reading the data from the drive itself, and you probably want to have the safety net of writing to the RAID volume. So that's it. That is read-write cache and read-only cache and the performance you get out of it.
All right, I hope you enjoyed the upgrade experience. Super easy upgrading your M.2 cache. Pretty much you just open up the box, plug it in, and it just works. It just works, and caching, tap of the button. QNAP, QTS, software, amazing. Performance, amazing. Hope you enjoyed the show.